Okay, everyone. So I've been asked quite a lot by different people as to how they could prepare for the IELTS exam, and since I've had the experience of taking the IELTS exam and practicing for it, um, most of them have been asking me these questions quite frequently as to how should we prepare, how much time do we require, and when should we take the test, when do you feel we would be ready for taking the test? So, in spite of meeting each and everyone and explaining them all the things in detail separately, and I think if I created this video for all of the people who are um, waiting to take their IELTS exam and want to have some guidelines regarding the IELTS test, I think this video will help all of them. And still, if they have questions, they can reach out for me. They can reach out to me. I can explain them in details. Of course, this video will also be somewhat in a generalized detail. So let me start off by I think if you practice, there are about 4 parts in the IELTS exam. That is the listening, reading, writing, and speaking test. So I think if you begin with working on one of these parts, that is the listening part. If you begin practicing the listening part first, I think that will be quite beneficial for you. And if you later on, after mastering or reaching the mid level of this listening of part 1, you can then move on to the next part, that is the reading part, the writing, and the speaking part. So however, you can do all these parts together as well, but I would recommend, this is what is the technique that I personally used. I first tried to master the listening part, which was of course one of the most easiest part for me, and I'm sure for most of the people as well. So in the listening part, what you need to do in the listening part is start off when you're given the choice of going through the questions, reading the questions in the listening part. Read all the questions, and just get an idea as to what this question might be about, what this answer, what this blank could contain, what sort of information would it contain, such as whether it's asking me the name of a hotel, whether it's requiring me the time, requiring me to tell about what time is it, or whether it's asking me about a date or something, things like these, or whether they're asking me something about a name of a person or the name of a person or something. So first, just make quickly, I'm not saying judge all the answers at that time, because you won't have much time. You'll only have about 30 seconds for reading all the questions in the part, and I'm sure you have the books as well to know the pattern of the questions. So do that. Second thing is, when you're listening to the conversation, do not write the summaries of the words. Do not write anything on the question booklet. The third thing, which relates with the second thing, is try to write these answers. Try to search. Try to listen for the answer that you want to find out. Means the thing that you had already guessed in part 1, in the first thing that I had mentioned. You guess and search, listen for that answer. If it's a date, listen for what, for example, if there's a question, she arrived on, in the conversation they'll almost exactly or similarly they'll say such thing, like she went to the office and she returned on Wednesday. The answer is Wednesday. So listen for these answers. Don't listen for all the stuff. Do listen to them, but concentrate on the answers. Concentrate on the questions that are given to you. The fourth thing is they will never ever they will never ever say something that's below the first question. Means they will never leave a question on the question booklet and go for and speak something that is underneath, that is means they will never miss a question in between. They won't jump to another question and then return to the first question. All of what they're speaking, it's sequential. They go by the sequence, so you have to go by the sequences. So don't worry about them leaving a paragraph or jumping on to other questions. They will always go by the sequence. So do not ever make that mistake. Do not ever think that they've missed the sequence or they will miss the sequence. Look at the questions. Go search for the answers as going through going by the sequence. Okay, so that's the four things. The fifth thing is you need to sometimes they will be like giving answers that are wrong. For example, they'll say I might arrive there on Wednesday. Oh, sorry, maybe I might have some work on Wednesday, so I'll come there on Thursday. So what you have to do is over here is first of all write the answer Wednesday. When they say Thursday and when they change it and rectify their sentence to Thursday, just cut down that Wednesday with a pencil and write Thursday. This is the technique actually. So this is how you can fill up the blanks and go for the correct option. The sixth thing is whenever you miss a sentence, whenever you miss a question that has an answer to, do not think about it over and over again. Just leave that question, move on to the next questions, listen for the answers. If you keep that one question in your mind, you'll miss the rest of the questions as well, and you'll score extremely low. At the end, you have about 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the question booklet to the answer sheet. Do that during those last 10 minutes. Just guess from your mind what could be the answer of it. Don't overthink about it. Don't do anything about it. Just guess it at the end while you're transferring your answers from the question booklet to the answer sheet. So the seventh thing is don't ever think about anything else during the test. If you didn't concentrate and think that this is useless knowledge, you lose the plot for the next questions as well. Because when you're moving forward, when you're moving from the 25th, when you move into the 25th question, and from 25th till the 40th question onward, the speed catches up. The speed increases, the speed of their conversation increases, and it sometimes creates quite a lot of problems for you to catch up with them. So never lose your concentration. Never lose your concentration. The eighth thing is try to listen to videos, try to listen to audios from YouTube and from other places that you can get those from. One of the videos that I had gotten guidance from said that in order to perfect your listening skills, listen to at least 10 hours of an audio. So you can download or you can listen to the audio while not watching the video, and concentrate on what they're saying for at least 10 hours, and you'll see a great 1 or 1.5 band increase in your listening test. The ninth thing is try to try not to listen to anybody else. Do not concentrate on what others are saying. Just concentrate fully on your work. If you missed even a single beat, your whole test will be gone. So these were all the tips that I wanted to give you. These are all the general tips. Of course, when you go down into the questions, you'll get more questions, and you can ask me those questions. I'll make another video on those. This was all for the listening part that I wanted to generally let you all know. Hopefully I'll make another video for the reading part, but for the time being you can begin working on your listening skills and your listening part. I basically had got about 8.5 bands in the listening part. I had made 2 mistakes, and I'm damn sure what those mistakes were, because I wasn't sure about them. Actually, 2 of the answers, there was this multiple choice questions, and 2 of those choices were actually came during their conversation. Both of those choices were correct, so I had to make a choice, but I didn't. I left it till the end, and in the end, when I had time I had those 10 minutes for transferring the answers from questions to the answer booklet. I asked one of those guys sitting near me, and he told me an answer, and among those 2 options, which I didn't feel as if they were correct, but I went on with his answer, and I think both of those 2 answers were wrong. That is why I got 38 out of 40. So never ask anyone else. Think from your mind and go for the test. That's all it from me for the listening test. If you have more questions, you can definitely ask me. I can upload another video, or I can meet my friends who have these questions. So I'll see you in another video on the reading part.